coaching the Indian women's team and bringing gold is a remarkable achievement. So, congratulations once again to you, sir.
And one day I was sleeping, and Arjun just woke me up just to tell that position is bad. Okay, just wake up. Again, I saw. Again, I went to sleep. Again, he woke me up after some point.
Yeah, so do chess players have superstitions?
Like if someone is, let's say, 1500 or 1600 and is very talented, I would not suggest to spend a lot of time in preparing openings or looking at opponents. I've seen the Kaisa tool. It's wonderful.
Go to advice for all your students.
Enjoy the game, not worry about it. I can say that that place in Sardinia, when I reached there, I just did not feel like, okay, this is a place to play tournament. I thought it's a vacation spot, and probably that's what I would say. So when I planned to be a professional player.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 5 of Stories with CircleChess. Today, we are thrilled to host none other than Grandmaster Swayams Mishra, a name synonymous with both playing and coaching chess. He has coached top talents like Priyanka Nitaki, Sankalp Gupta, Padmini Raut, Savita Shri, and helped many more in shaping their journey to success. He is a true mentor, continuing to inspire more next generation of chess champions. Hello, sir.
Hi, Tina. Thank you for having me here in Circle Chess.
Yes, sir. How are you?
All good, and life goes on. And I can say just about CircleChess because I have been training there. It's a wonderful platform with AI. I've seen the Kaisa tool. It's wonderful, and I'm sure going ahead, it's in the starting stages. Going ahead, it will make much more progress, and many more features will be added as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we are looking forward to it, sir. So, starting off with our questions, first of all, we would like to know that how did your chess journey start? How did you get introduced to chess?
It feels like ages, of course, like in another life, but uh, maybe going back to 25 years. Is it
Mhm.
25? No, maybe more, yeah. Yeah, 25 years back, 1998. I played my first tournament in 1998. I was 6 years old back then.
Wow.
And so it was at my home. My father brought a chessboard and he introduced me and my sister to chess because it's a board game and
Mhm.
it's like a family bonding time that could happen. And that's how it started. And yeah, that's basically the start point of the journey where
Mhm.
uh, I learned the basics, and my sister represented the state in the nationals, and she played for 1 year, and after that she decided to pursue medicals. She's a doctor right now,
Mhm.
and slowly I picked up, and it just started from there. And also I used to watch the games. There were teachers who used to come to teach my sister for nationals.
Okay.
And I
Oh,
used to
nice.
just watch and suggest some moves. That's how it started.
Amazing. But at what point did you decide that you want to go start playing tournaments and, uh, pursue professional chess?
Uh, Playing tournaments, of course, when you are small, when you're quite young, like it's not you who takes the decision, but your parents, they take your decisions. And yeah, I think they were very supportive. Uh, and I think I'm grateful to them with the tournaments they have taken me to, the
Mm.
coaches they have provided me with. Without that, I think I would not be in the place I'm right now. And coming to professionally, I decided to pursue chess professionally around in 2007. around 2007, where I thought, okay, I should, like, this is what I'm going to pursue. Maybe I can have an alternative career in academics, but that would be an alternative career. Main would be, of course, chess. So when I planned to be a professional player, but right now I'm a professional, but not a professional chess
Player.
player, more of a coach.
But how was it uh, from, starting to see your sister playing, the coaches coming your home, going to tournaments, and then your journey towards being a grandmaster? How was that journey for you?
Uh, a definitely long, very long journey. Let's say to sum up in short, I would say it's just playing tournaments, working hard on chess, uh, winning some games, losing some games, drawing some games, as simple as that. Yeah. But of course, it's over the years, lot of learnings, lot of mistakes you do, and yeah, you learn from your mistake. You get wiser when you grow old, and of course, there are very few people like Gukesh who are very young, who learn from others' mistake more than their own mistake.
Owns mistakes, yeah.
Yes.
But coming back to your training experience, as you said that now you're more into the professional training rather than the playing part of chess. So, how did you approach training? Was it a specific moment that you thought that you want to do this?
So I started training, I think long back,
Mm-hmm.
2012, I started training online. But it was more of a part-time training. I started over the board training in 2015, 14 to 15,
Okay.
around that phase. But I used to make sure I was paying attention to my own chess for majority part.
Mm-hmm.
And like more of a part-time trainer, so that I want to improve as a player. I wanted to become a grandmaster. I was an international master back then. And later on, I think in 2018, I decided that, okay, I will pursue coaching as a career because I was enjoying training, and some of my students used to get good results, and I
Mm-hmm.
felt I can make an impact there. That's how I decided, okay, I should pursue training as my profession. Also, uh, seeing the youngsters made me aware that, okay, to get to the top, let's say 2700, or becoming a world champion, you have to put in a lot of efforts, and so
Yeah.
on, and you need a lot of resources as well, and that was not easy to access.
Mhm. Yeah. And we have been seeing you as a trainer in the last two Olympiads as well. So, how do you think that was instrumental in team success?
Of course, given an opportunity, I would like to take all the credit. Yeah, because of my team won, not because of the players. But yeah. On a serious note, I would say uh, I was very happy and glad to be part of the. In fact, it's an honor to be representing your country,
Yeah.
even as a trainer. So being
Mhm.
part of it is a big deal. Then going one step ahead, winning medals was another thing.
Yeah.
And I was happy to contribute as a trainer as much I could contribute. And I hope the players are happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And coaching the Indian women's team and bringing gold is a remarkable achievement. So, congratulations once again to you, sir.
Thank you very
And
much.
yes, so given your extensive coaching experience, you mentioned that you started in 2012. So, given that your extensive experience in coaching the young minds and the chess players, do you think it requires a different and unique approach to coach women's team and put some adjustments here and there, or do you think it's the same for both?
No, definitely the coaching the women's team is slightly different than compared to the men's team. And here we
Mhm.
are talking about the national teams. So they are all top players and everything, but the way of preparation, the approach towards the game, the approach of opponent is very different. So that is a different perspective. Plus, this being a team event changes the dynamics and the
Okay.
dimension of the preparation as well. So if it was an individual event, the preparation and the approach is definitely very different than in a team event. So in team event, you have to, like for example, some in this Olympiad, some rounds we had to ensure that on one board we don't let opponent have chances. We
Mm-hmm.
make sure we neutralize on that board. Whereas in
Mm-hmm.
some we want chances. Whereas if it is a individual game, I think every game most players want to try to play for a win. So the
Yeah.
approaches will be definitely very different, and it was indeed different.
But what do you think? How do you balance between, the individual training at this level and the team training? But at the team level, do you think you need to focus at individual training as well?
The good thing is, let's say, when the Olympiad is announced, the team is announced, we have some time to prepare and mentally, this year we had a camp, the previous time also we
Mm-hmm.
had camps. So there
Yeah.
we could make some strategies and plan against certain opponents, or we look at some strong opposition, make sure, okay, these are the strong opponents. And then once the uh, pa- uh, let's say when we get closer to the tournament, we get the player list. So at that point, we know, okay, whom all can be dangerous players,
Mm.
and that way it's easier because I don't have like when I'm with the Indian team, I try to stay with the Indian team only. I don't divide my thoughts with any other training. So that way I try to stay only with the Indian team. But when it is not with the Indian team, of course, I have the free hand to think about individual students of mine.
Got it. Talking about Olympiad, do you have any funny memories or any stories to share with the audience?
Funny memories. I don't recall much funny. Okay, there was few, but more of more of serious work, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think some memories I can say that I was with my fellow uh, train
Mm-hmm.
assistant coach Arjun
Yeah.
Kalyan, and we were uh, like the when the games were going on, we used to go to the gym. And one day I
Mm-hmm.
was sleeping, and Arjun just woke me up just to tell that position is bad. Okay, just wake up. Again, I saw, and again I went to sleep. Again, he woke me up after some point. And then another day, it happened so that he went to the gym, and then the result completely changed from players winning to players losing, and so on. And when he came back from the gym, things were normalized. So that way, okay, we had our own superstitions.
Super, yeah. Yeah, I was also going to ask this, yeah. So, do chess players have superstitions?
Some do, some don't. Okay, I think as long as it helps you, it's positive superstition, why not? But if you think, okay, if I'm not doing something and I'm losing, then it's not
Mm-hmm.
great. And
Mm.
I think some players of old times, I have read it in some books, that they used to wear one shirt for the whole tournament. Of
Yes,
course,
yes.
that's okay, but sometimes it's not great because it stings and it disturbs the whole environment. But
Yes.
if there is something which is helpful, then of course, why not?
Do you have any chess superstitions which you used to or do follow right now before a game or anything with respect to chess?
Not much, but I had this superstition that if I see a opening and play
Mm-hmm.
it on the board, it comes on the in the tournament, and
Ah,
it happened couple of times. So in the last tournament I had played over the board classical tournament, that's what I did. and it happened as well.
So it helps, yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes, okay, I call it coincidence now.
Yeah,
Yes, when I play, I would like to believe that it will work out. Yeah.
it will work.
Positive feeling before a round.
Yeah, I think in our previous podcast, Vantika's, it was with Vantika and her mother. So her mother mentioned that not only chess players, even other sports like cricket and any other sport as well, players do follow such superstitions, and it's both the ways. Yeah, it's positive and negative. It's how you take it.
Yeah, true, true. No,
Yeah.
it's good how you take it. Okay, if you can stay motivated, it's good. Whatever helps you to win is great.
Absolutely. So we also wanted to know that um, when you coach your students and they have specific important tournaments, so how do you work with them during the tournaments? Is it different to the usual training, or do you follow the same routine?
It depends if I'm traveling with them or if it is online. Of course, when I'm
Mhm.
traveling with some students, the schedule and everything, the approach again changes because it's more of a holistic approach, not just for the round, but for the whole tournament, the mindset. Uh, like make sure he's in a like the student, he or she is in a good frame of mind after the losses, and not just thinking about results but overall development. But when it comes to helping some players for particular games, or let's say particular or like online just for a opponent, the approach is different because you just look for the opponent's games and prepare accordingly based on how or what the opponent wants to play and what
Mhm.
will be most likely the style of the player and so on. So it's mostly more focused on that particular round in that aspect.
Yeah. But in general, how should coaches approach young talented chess players at this age? Because at the moment we see that um, there are prodigies every day coming up. So how should coaches approach them?
So I believe, okay, it's different level of preparation for different level of players as well. Like if someone is, let's say, 1500 or 1600 and is very talented, I would not suggest to spend a lot of time in preparing openings or looking at opponents because
Hmm.
that will kind of reduce the creativity and all. But basic opening is definitely required, the basic knowledge and the basic opening. But one major thing I would like to hear say is about coaches who are working with young players, young talented players. Just make sure the student doesn't lose interest in chess and enjoys chess because that's first and foremost most important thing. If
Yeah,
he is enjoying, definitely he will like to work harder and he'll enjoy the success, wins and losses as well. But if he's only focused on wins, of course, he might end up losing interest if he doesn't win.
yeah. Yeah, I personally have also watched many interviews, and every chess player says one thing, that enjoy the game.
That's true. Not just chess. I think every sports,
Any
everybody
sport,
is like that.
yes. Yes, yes. Coming back to your, previous days, you have done engineering in KIIT, and also KIIT GM tournament has become iconic over the years. So, can you tell us about their role in your chess career and how it is helping many other youngsters for their tournaments?
Definitely, I think KIIT University is one of the top university in Orissa in
Yeah,
Bhubaneswar,
yeah,
and it has played a big role in my career. I would say they provided me with a free engineering seat, so I could do my engineering without worrying about, let's say, finances during uh, for the engineering, there was no finances involved. So I could freely do my engineering and at the same time focus on chess. They used to allow me to play tournaments so that whenever I come back later on, I had to give some exams, some incomplete papers which I could not appear. So that way, their
Mhm.
support was very valuable, especially Dr. Achyuta Samanta, sir, uh, who is the founder of the KIIT University.
Yeah.
And of course, they have promoted chess in a big way. They have been conducting the tournament over the years. I have, in fact, played, I think, 5 times, if I'm correct.
Wow.
And I've also represented KIIT University in inter-university and also in national cities, Asian cities as well. So, in fact, my first GM num was in KIIT University.
Yeah.
So there is, of course, a happy memory associated with it always.
Yeah, absolutely. I had also played one KVS Nationals and KIIT, and it's a beautiful campus, and it was arranged as well, very well conducted. So
That,
yeah, yeah. Coming back to the youngsters and training, how do you think? What qualities do you think plays an essential role for these kids and these prodigies to become a grandmaster at the young age of, let's say, 15 or below 15? Do
yeah,
you think it's
first,
a pressure for them?
uh, yes and no. So I think chess is getting younger day by day. I think World Championship challenger Gukesh at the age of 17, and many GMs, you see the world's youngest GM at the age of 12 years, and 3 years old rated player. Okay, I think the list will go on and on. So somewhere, yes, there might be pressure, but again, it depends upon the parents. I think mostly it's parents, and sometimes coaches can put pressure, like keeping a very hard target. But at the same time, I think pressure is needed if you are targeting some records, I feel. If you are trying to achieve some records, of course, there should be pressure. If you relax and go on, okay, you might be a young GM, but definitely might not be the youngest. So that will be there. And also, I think most of the players, I see the young players who are breaking records or something. I think one or two things I observe in them
Hmm.
is very common. One is they play fearlessly. They're not worried of losing or anyone in like opponent is higher rated. They're not worried of that. They just play fearlessly. The second thing I would say is they keep on working. Like it's not like they just keep playing, they enjoy playing. Yes, definitely they do enjoy playing. But the difference between the other players who are improving and those who are GMs at 15 or younger or even make records, they keep on working much harder and more consistently in the right way.
Hmm. But how do you think a coach plays an important role in this journey with them?
Of course, when the child is young, the players is young, they need some guidance and also the right path. Sometimes it's required to talk with parents as well, because parent also sometimes a student might not listen to you. But at the same time, if parent explains it, or sometimes the parent might have to enforce things as well, that can play a role. But at the same time, there can be a interference from the parents as well. So this is something I would say. I have been lucky in most cases that most of the parents trust me. So I
That's
don't have
important.
much. Yes, I
Yeah.
think that's important to trust a coach so that, like, for example, some students and parents I have encountered with, so they have given me a free hand. Whatever opening I tell the previous night, if I tell, okay, let's play a new opening, they'll be ready to play. But at the same time, there are students who would not be willing to play.
Hmm.
So definitely at that point, I have to also make sure I don't push too much. But again,
Yeah.
if I have a strong feeling that, okay, this would work out or this would be best, I try to tell the parent. I first tell the student. If the student is still not willing, I tell the parent. If the student is not willing to play now, it's okay, because eventually he or she has to play the
Yeah.
game. Like sometimes we try to enforce, okay, we know this is best, you have to play. But the student will, or the player has to think in a different way from what a coach would think.
Yeah.
So this is why I would suggest most of the coaches also to try to play once a while. Like if classical does not, time does not permit to play classical chess, once a while play rapid tournaments, not just online. Of course, tournament does make a big role, because then you realize the advices you give, it's sometimes impractical. Has happened to
Hmm.
me a lot of times.
But what's your approach in adapting yourself with different kinds of students with different level?
Yes, every student is unique.
Yes.
So the approaches are different. You have to I can say that I have a general approach which I would
Mhm.
go on with majority of the students. But
Okay.
if I see a student having a certain style or something, I try to make sure that I can adapt to his style. But at the same time, I try to work on his areas where he's not strong or he can
Mm.
improve, which is outside his comfort zone. So I try to push that as well, because if you only go in his comfort zone, his area of let's say expertise, it will be easy for me, easy for him, but then the growth will be hampered. So at that point, sometimes you have to push the student to work on certain things which he or she is not comfortable with.
Yeah, and along with this, how do you see technologies like artificial intelligence and chess engines influence these kinds of chess training with particular level of player for that matter?
Yes, I strongly believe that AI has a big role to play. Right now, I would say AI in chess is still in the, let's say, beginning stages,
Mm.
I would say. Of course,
Okay.
engine does play a role, but if
Mm-hmm.
we take account into stats and a lot of things, if you compare to other sports, like for example in cricket, there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
matchups,
Yeah.
and you see opponent strengths and how they play and everything. Like in chess, I
Yeah.
feel that's missing.
Okay.
CircleChess has built some things based on AI around that uh,
Yeah.
area, but still, I think it's a long way to go,
Yeah.
and a lot of things can be added up, which will help chess in general, the players and even the coaches. More likely, the coaches it would help than the
Mm-hmm.
players, because the coaches can do this work in the background and give information to the students about opponents, about themselves. And there are some let's say AI will give you a lot of information, and then how you interpret from that, that is what
Yeah.
matters. So if you
Yeah.
can interpret it well enough, you can spend time analyze the data, I think will work out well for you.
Yeah, that's true. I think technology is rapidly growing, and we personally can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next coming years.
Yes, I'm sure it's already changing. A lot of AI tools have come up. CircleChess, ChessBase also has AI, and there are several other websites and let's say programs which have been using AI. But definitely going ahead, I think I'm sure there will be big changes,
Yeah,
and the use of AI will be much more than right now it is.
absolutely. Absolutely. Coming back to your coaching, you have coached Shreyas Royal, who has recently become UK's youngest grandmaster at the age of 15. So, how has been that experience for you?
I think it's a pleasurable experience, I would say. I enjoyed a lot, especially is very hardworking, and he has huge potential to reach the top as well.
Yeah.
So, in fact, to start about that, I played him once, and I was winning. I ended up making a simple silly mistake and drawing the game. But after
Ah,
the tournament, his parents contacted me,
okay.
and I came to know that they are from the same state. And that was
Mhm.
the reason, okay, they thought, okay, maybe we could start working, or we could connect, and that would help him. So then
Okay.
it started from there, and uh, he had one GM norm back then. He was around 24, 30s, 40s, around that. And then there was a slump. We were working once a while. Uh, then like it was, I think, 2020 three London Classic, where like probably almost 1 year ago, where they asked me if I can help him during a tournament. So exactly during those days, I was not available. I had some
Okay.
different plan, but then I asked him to check with other coaches, but
Mhm.
unfortunately they could not find anyone. So I thought, okay, it I have to somehow find time despite my other
Mhm.
commitments. So I found a certain like we found made an arrangement how I could find a time so I could help him, and
Wow.
I think I tried to help him as much as I could, and he made his GM norm, second GM norm. In that, it was an elite event where he was meeting. In fact, he drew against Gukesh in that event. He was close to winning, and he won against Tabatabai Amin, who is a talented 2700 from Iran, and many such top players. So after that, we started working, especially more on openings,
Mhm.
because opening does play a role at the higher level, and
Yes.
we were strengthening on especially his uh, uh, keeping more options, or the areas where opponent could target, and not just as I was earlier mentioning about the approach. So it was not like a per game approach, but more of a holistic approach, that trying to improve the whole repertoire. Sometimes play some lines which opponent can predict, but it will help in
Mhm.
long run as well. So those
Mhm.
type of approaches, and uh, yeah, and he was struggling to get his final GM norm. It took quite a while. That reminded me of my final GM norm, because I also struggled.
Yeah.
I had to wait for 3.5 years for my final GM norm. So that phase, what he was going through, I could relate to him entirely.
Mhm.
And uh, luckily enough, the moment where he made his GM norm, I would say, like, he was very close and missed GM norm by half point last round. He needed a win. He ended up losing in one tournament. He needed, I think, two draws or one draw would be
Mhm.
enough, but he ended up
Mhm.
losing that game. And then last round, he needed a win. He was
Yeah.
winning as well, but ended up drawing that game. So those kind of mishaps were happening, but the
Yeah.
game he won, he was lost, and it was, I think, the karma of all the games combined together, and it changed into a draw. And yeah, then he went on to become UK's youngest GM,
Yeah.
and I think going ahead, he has potential to go and reach more heights as well.
Absolutely. And congratulations to you as well for this achievement. And how do you think that these kinds of students' achievements, where they break records, help you push forward as well?
It feels good that I have contributed or being a part of their journey
Mm,
and of history in making. For sure there's some
yeah.
contribution that gives happiness, I would say.
Yeah. And you mentioned that you yourself had waited around 3.5 years to get to the final GM norm. So, at this moment, how do you think young players like him and others are motivated enough when things aren't working well?
Uh, that's of course a tough period, like when things aren't working your way. But as I was mentioning, these young players have something in common, that is fearless play. They
Fearless.
don't, they don't worry about losing and setbacks as well. So that is something that helps them. And I would say that let's say in my case, I was not as young as they are. I was around when I achieved my final gym norm. I was 26, so not young, at least in chess terms, not young at all, old enough. So that way, I would say, yeah, there were other responsibility and other things that was in the back of my mind, and that is something I would say the young players don't have to worry about. No responsibilities. They have the parents who take care of everything. So they just have to go, play, finish off, okay, come back. And
Break
I've seen
records and come back.
come back. Exactly. I've seen many young players just go after losing. They will enjoy play around without like they would have lost very badly, but still they would be enjoying.
Mm,
So that is something for me, it was difficult to take. If I lose one game, I used to be upset. But that is what slowly I see this is a change. And that's where people, that's why I was telling that, okay, when you enjoy the game, you don't worry about results. And that's where
yeah.
you give your best.
Yeah. So to all the young players watching this, just enjoy your game.
Absolutely.
And yes, what are your favorite five chess books you would recommend to every chess player?
Five favorite chess books. Okay, it has been changed over time, but Instructive Modern Chess Masterpieces by Igor Štohl. That's something I would say will be number one.
Okay.
Maybe Dvoretsky's Endgame manual. Third one could be Kasparov, Migrate Predecessors, or Kasparov 1, Kasparov, either of them, because he annotated himself.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, at least I would say these three is I would rate it highly. Next to there are a lot of books. Right now, I can say that probably 1953 Zurich, which is a classic. That is something which will be useful, or I would say I enjoyed it as much as I could read. Uh, and little bit going for the basics, I would say Judgment and Planning in Chess was one of my favorite books when I was young. So by Max U. So that is something which might be helpful for most of the audience.
Amazing. We will also add in those books in the descriptions in the description if people would like to go through. Um, yeah, and to all these young players and the chess players, what is one piece of advice you would like to share, especially for the upcoming chess players?
Okay, I've already told about enjoying the game for
Enjoying, yes,
definitely
yes.
that is something. Second thing I would say is if I have to just not add that, say something fresh, I would say that uh, try to be creative and not uh, worry so much about openings, like preparing a lot of openings, thinking, okay, opponent will play this, that. just try to see some games, have ideas, and be more creative. Find out your own ideas.
Absolutely. We are almost at the end of the podcast, but before that, as we promise our audience in every podcast that we have a very exciting segment. So we have a rapid fire questions prepared for you, sir. So the first question is Blitz or classical?
Uh, Classical, but right now, Blitz, I would say I enjoy more Blitz, but of course, classical is the preferred format.
So it's classical or Blitz?
Yeah, the answer is exactly the same as the question.
Okay. Favorite opening?
French, French defense,
What's more important, theory or creativity?
creativity.
Go to advice for all your students.
Enjoy the game, not worry about results.
Yes. What's easier, bringing a student from 1500 to 2000 or from 2000 to 2500?
I would say 2000 to 2400. That's where I think I'm making more impact. But in
Mhm.
general, it's easier to, okay, easier as well as more difficult because the foundation is
It's,
important
yeah.
for 1500 to 2000. That's probably faster, but the growth will be faster at that point. But as
Mhm.
well as it's important. But for me, I would go about 2000 to 2500.
But when we see it, seems like 1500 to 2000 is easier. But
Yes,
actually, yeah.
yes. But at the same point, like even if the competition is tough, it's easier to reach because you meet a lot of higher rated and so on.
Mhm.
The more higher you get, the more difficult it gets. You meet tougher opposition. It gets tougher as well.
Yeah. If you would have to take your students to a vacation, which location would you prefer?
Probably Italy, I would say.
Italy? Any special memories?
I had been there for World Juniors as a coach, and I can say that that place in Sardinia, it was not a place to play chess, but like when I went for when I reached there, I just did not feel like, okay, this is a place to play tournament. I thought it's a vacation spot, and probably that's what I would say.
Awesome. Online chess or on the board chess?
Over the board chess.
If not chess, what would you have pursued?
I'm an engineer, so definitely.
Something
Or
around
maybe
that.
or maybe chess coach.
Okay. Who's the most funniest chess player?
I think probably would go with Magnus.
Magnus?
Yeah, his
Okay.
sense of humor is not like it's uh, not for everyone. Yeah, let's say.
Hmm. Yeah. What do you enjoy the most? Playing or coaching?
Okay, very difficult question.
Tricky.
Coaching, I would say right now, I would enjoy more playing, and when I'm playing, I would enjoy coaching
Coaching.
more.
Nice. One word to describe the chess Olympiad atmosphere.
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming. If you could have one superpower to help you with chess, what would that be?
Read reading minds.
Absolutely, yeah. So, yes, we are almost at the end of this podcast, and thank you so much, sir, for sharing your insights and experiences. One thing which I personally understood is just enjoy your game. and do not think about the setbacks, the losses. Just be motivated throughout your journey. So, thank you so much, sir, for sharing that.
Thank you very much, Tina, for having me here.
Thank you for joining, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us in this incredible journey with Grandmaster Swayams Mishra. From inspiring young minds to shaping champions, his contributions are truly remarkable. Stay tuned for more such insights and stories with us. See you next time.